गिरिवरदारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी कुंज हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा राम राम हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा करता प्ले कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राधा विनोद राधा विनोद राधा विनोद राधे जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की श्री गौर निताय की श्रील प्रभुपाद की समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्वे हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये प्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमः Welcome for the Srimad Bhagavatam class this morning at the lotus feet of Sri Radha Vinod ji in South Bangalore. This hall is beautiful, very big for Bhagavatam class as well as Sunday program. Very nice, beautiful. So you all have been going through Dhruva Maharaj's returning home. Very, very beautiful chapter in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 9th chapter. When I look at these children, they look like Dhruva Maharaj. They are fit for this. Why I said this? Because there are 3 small children in Bhagavatam who became very powerful devotees. They are so powerful that they can teach to entire humanity about Bhagavata Dharma. Anybody can say? One is Dhruva. Another one? The third one? Narada boy, yeah. Narada, before he became Narada, he was a boy. 5-year-old boy also, yeah. So we are reciting the 9th verse, 4.9.9. Let us recite this verse. This verse is spoken by Dhruva Maharaj in a very regretful mood. Why? Because he feels that Lord is so great and I foolishly asked for some petty material goods from the Lord. So in that mood he is speaking. You all know that famous verse, from Hari Bhakti Sudhodai. There is another verse you may be aware. Huh? What is that verse? Pracham Vichinman. Sthana Vilashi Tapasi Stitoham Tvam Praptavan Deva Munindra Guhyam Kacham Vichinman Api Divya Ratnam Swamim Kritartosmi Varam Nayache. That verse says, the Dhruva is saying that Kana Abhilashi. I came to you, my Lord, with the aspiration for some, kingdom. Tapasi sthito aham. I performed tapasya, he says. Tvam praptavan. But what did I get in return? I got you. How amazing it is. I came for something else, and I got something so great as you yourself. And what is that analogy he's giving? He's saying, Deva Muni Indra Guhyam. You are very rare even for the Devatas, and great Muni means one who are great thinkers. Those who can stretch their mind, speculate, and they are great speculators, Munis. Amongst the Munis, the best of the Munis is Narada, who is a Sthitadhir Muni. One has come to the right conclusion. Krishna is everything. Sthitadhir Muni. Deva Muni Indra Guhyam. Even for Indra, you are rare. Kacham Vichinman Abhidivyarat. I came for a piece of glass, but instead I got diamond in the forest. You see, the broken pieces of glass may glitter very similar to diamonds, but they are useless and dangerous both. Why? Because the broken pieces of glass are useless, they are thrown away, but they're dangerous. If you take them in the hand and do like this, they'll cut your fingers. Similarly, the material attachments in this world, material goods, they may be very dangerous for the conditioned soul who becomes attached to them and forgets Krishna. So he's saying, Kacham Vichinvan Apidivyaratnam Swamin Kritartho Asmi Param Nayache. I am completely satisfied. Now I don't want. Like that he says. Knowing that it's harmful. Like for example, when we were small kids, we might have eaten this gems, gems, the round one. When I first got some few gems, I asked my mom, it's so great, where did you bring it from? And then she showed me the packet. I said, give me the whole packet. And then I told her, take 3 dozen packets. She said, my Lord, all your teeth will be gone. So when we grew up, we understood it is not good for us. Even if somebody gives you, you say, no, thanks. Okay, if you want to spoil your tooth, to take it. Don't give me. It's not good after some time. Similarly, somebody has diabetes patient. You give them sweet, they'll say, no, thanks. It'll make my situation more worse. Similarly, Dhruva Maharaj saying, no thanks, my Lord, I don't want the kingdom. I don't want to get more entangled. Kacham Vichinvan, Apidivya Ratnam, Swamin Kritarthasmi, Varam Nayachi. This verse is exactly in the same mood spoken. Nunam Vimushtamatayastava Mayayate Ye Tvam Bhavapyaya Vimokshanamanya Hetoho Archanti Kalpakatarum Kunapopabhogyam Ichanti Yat Sparshajam Niraye Pinranam. Whenever you read any verse in a regretful mode verse, then you can adopt this type of raga for that. There are other verses where one says sorry to Lord and begs forgiveness. Like even Brahma in his prayers, he says, Shreyashrutim bhakti mudasyate vibho klishyanti ye kevala bodha labhyate teshamasau kleshalayeva shishyate nanyadhyata sthula tushavagatinam. That kind of verses. We'll recite once again. Nunam vimushtamatayastava mayayate Ye Tvam Bhavapyaya Vimokshanamanya Hetoho Archanti Kalpakatarum Kunapopabhogyam Ichanti yat sparshajam niraye pinrinam. Nunam vimushtamatayastava mayayate. Ye tvam bhavapyaya vimokshanamanyahetoh. Archanti kalpakatarum kunapopa bhogyam. Nichanti yat sparshajam niraye pinrinam. Nunam vimushtamatayastava mayayate. Ye tvam bhavapyaya vimokshanamanyahetoh. Achanti kalpakatarum kunapopa bhogyam. Echanti yat sparshajam niraya. Now all Prabhujis together, you said. Nunam vimushtamatayastava mayayate. Ye tvam bhavapyaya vimokshanamanyahetoh. Archanti kalpakatarum kunapopa bhogyam. Ichanti yat sparshajam niraye pinrinam. All Matajis together now. Perfect. There was no mistake at all. Huh? So I told two, three of them to recite so that this is a little longer verse. Everybody will catch. Everybody caught very well. Thank you. Nunam. Certainly. Vimushtamatayaha. Those who have lost their right intelligence. Tava. Your. Majaya. By the influence of the illusory energy. Ke. They. Ye. Who. Tvam. You. Bhava. From birth. Apyaya. And death. Vimokshanam. The cause of liberation. Anyahetoho. For other purposes. Archanti. Worship. Kalpakatarum. Who are like the desert tree. Punapa. Of this dead body. Upabhogyam. Sense gratification. Ichanti. They desire. Yat. That which. Sparshajam. Derived by touch sensation. Niraye. In hell. Api. Even. Nrinam. For persons. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Persons who worship you simply for the sense gratification of this bag of skin are certainly influenced by your illusory energy. In spite of having you, who are like a desert tree and are the cause of liberation from birth and death, foolish persons such as me desire benedictions from you for sense gratification, which is available even for those who live in hellish conditions. Please all of you repeat after me. Persons who worship you simply for the sense gratification of this bag of skin are certainly influenced by your illusory energy. In spite of having you, who are like a desert tree and are the cause of liberation from birth and death, foolish persons such as me desire benedictions from you for sense gratification, which is available even for those who live in hellish conditions. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Dhruva Maharaj repented because he had come to the Lord to render devotional service for material profit. Here he condemns his attitude. Only due to gross lack of knowledge does one worship the Lord for material profit or for sense gratification. The Lord is like a desire tree. Anyone can have whatever he desires from the Lord. But people in general do not know what kind of benediction they should ask from him. Happiness derived from the touch of skin or sensuous happiness is present in the life of hogs and dogs. Such happiness is very insignificant. If a devotee worships the Lord for such insignificant happiness, he must be considered devoid of all knowledge. So the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj is very hope-giving because he came with a material desire to the Lord, but then eventually the material desire got dissolved and he became a pure devotee. Uh, Similarly, all of us, we may wonder how long does it take to dissolve all the material desires? Will they all go away at one time and whether I'll become a pure devotee or I will just keep on dragging like this? So this pastime gives a great hope that a time will come when all the unwanted, unhealthy desires will evaporate from our heart and our heart will become filled with pure vibrations, spiritual vibrations, and the longing for the Lord and service to Lord and such things. So we all know the four types of devotee who comes to Krishna. Who are they? Chaturvidha bhajante maam janasa krutnarduna. Who are they? Artho, Artati, Jignasu and Jnani. So of these four, the first two are considered coming to Lord with less noble goals. Artha and Artharthi. Of course, Lord is Artha Bandhu, Ardina Bandhu. So Lord is a friend of those who are suffering, like whether it is Gajendra or anybody like that. At the same time, Lord is Artha Arthi. So one who comes to Lord for Artha, Lord provides that also. Many people go to Balaji for as Artha Arthi. They know Balaji is rich and he can provide riches. So the first two categories of people approach the Lord either to relieve themselves from suffering or for wealth. And the third and fourth are more noble because third one is a Jignasu and fourth one is a Jnani. So a Jignasu is a person who is eager to know what is soul, what is body, what is the difference, who am I? He is researching on that. And Jnani has already found out who he is. He knows I am already soul. But he is searching after the super soul. That is why Lord says in the next verse, Tesham Jnani Nitya Yukta Eka Bhaktir Vishishyate. Priyo hi jnaninotyartam aham sacha mama priya, he says. Such a person is very dear. So if somebody goes to Lord with the desire to connect with him in love, that's very special. That kind of aspiration. Or somebody is at least searching after what is soul, what is body, that is also higher. But the first two are considered less noble. Nevertheless, even if you went with some less noble desires to a Vaishnava or the Supreme Lord, still it is not a bad idea. There was one thief in a jail. Somehow devotees were distributing Bhagavad Gitas in the jail. And they also had some copies of Back to Godhead. So he got a copy of Back to Godhead. In the back side, he saw Prabhupada's picture. And he was wearing a roller watch. One special type of watch, like looking like a gold strap watch. So he became charmed by that. He didn't know who he was. He only was attracted to that. And then he was asking the other thieves, where is this fellow, the Swamiji, living? And the address was there. So when he was released from the jail, he went straight to Juhu temple. Yeah. He came to Prabhupada's room. He found out Swamiji is there. He wanted to check out whether he still has the watch. And he has to find out a way how to steal it also. Correct, no? So he came to Prabhupada's room and the door was open. As soon as he peeped in, Prabhupada looked at him and Prabhupada removed the watch and said, this is what you wanted, right? Take it. And he was shocked. How did Swamiji know that I wanted this? So the pure devotees are in touch with the Lord. Somehow Prabhupada knew that this fellow wanted this. You wanted this? Take it. And of course, he accepted and then bowed down to Prabhupada. And he never left the temple after that. He remained there. And then he was, doing service in the kitchen. He went to the kitchen, but a lot of hard work he used to do, cutting the sabji and, cooking rice and everything. He used to be sweating, and the hot summer also used to be cooking like that. So one day he came to Prabhupada. In those days, people could access Prabhupada very easily now. So he came and told Prabhupada that, Swamiji, I have been a thief. Now I am learning what is devotion service now. So he said, but I wanted to take some personal service from you. And Prabhupada said, you see, in the early morning hours, 1 to 4 or 1 to 5, when I'm doing these translations, the dogs are barking around in this area. I am recording in the dictaphone. In between, sounds are coming. Dog sounds are coming. So those who are decoding it, they find it difficult. So since you say that you are a thief, you are keeping night out, night shift. Because thieves have to be doing night shift to steal, right? No? So Prabhupada told him, you can engage the talent of keeping awake at night in driving away the dogs. So he got a very good service. One of the first services he got. So he's keeping the dogs away. So he was telling, when I am trying to keep the dogs away, I know Prabhupada is able to speak Bhagavatam very nicely. And I'm keeping so it became devotion service. Can you imagine? So Prabhupada gave such amazing devotion service. One day he was in the kitchen cooking, and Prabhupada was giving initiation in the temple hall. And then he asked, what is going on? They said, Diksha program is going on. So, and cooking was just over. He washed his hands, legs, everything, and then came to the temple hall, and he was witnessing the program. And Prabhupada saw him, and then he called him. But by the time all the malas were over, so Prabhupada gave his own mala to him. So he got special mercy. His name is Haridas Prabhu. So, in this way, he went for that roller watch, he went for it. But he got Prabhupada so much mercy he got. So therefore, whether the Lord or the pure devotee, they are like a, kalpa vriksha tree. Like we say, for even all Vaishnavas, we say, Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha, we say. So kalpa, why the word kalpataru is used, there is a reason for that. Prabhupada says in one lecture, in this world, if you go to a banana tree and say, give me banana, it will give you banana. If you ask for mango, it will give you banana only. So whatever fruit you ask, it will only give you. So Prabhupada says the trees in this world are not so conscious like the trees in the spiritual world. Spiritual world, any fruit you ask, if you ask mango, it will give you mango. If you want banana, it will give you banana. If you ask for a flower, it will give you flower also. That means the kalpa vriksha trees are capable of giving you anything you want. It's called desire tree. The spiritual world, such trees exist. So the spiritual world, the living beings have extra special, impossible kind of things they can do. Like cows also, they supply unlimited milk in the spiritual world. And they can also supply any time of the day, all day also. Here, the cows may have limitation of 5 liters per day or 10 liters per day, isn't it? So, but in spiritual world, there is no limitation. They can give unlimited. So, in the same manner, the Kalpataru means a Vaishnava or a Supreme Lord are called Kalpataru because as per what the candidate can receive, they know how to give that much. They know. Like Prabhupada saw him and said, take this watch. He said, you wanted watch? You take the watch. One time Prabhupada was sitting in the Vyasasana and devotees had told him, Prabhupada, we have arranged a lecture for you. They said, and Prabhupada said, yes, I am ready. Call the audience. He said. And they brought some 20, 30 children. They brought very small children. They were like 3, 4 years old. Gurukula parents had put the children in just now in Gurukula. So Prabhupada saw, oh, these are very small children. What lecture can they understand? And then he told them to bring a cookie box. Gave them all one. All of them picked up one cookie, very happily offered obeisances and they went. So Prabhupada understood the best way I can serve them is to give them cookies. And that's all they can understand. Let them take prasad and be happy. When they grow up, they can sit down and hear lecture. So, and Prabhupada saw one fellow who used to go for car races. And Prabhupada was asking him, what all model cars are there for the race? And, with what speed you go, and the tires seem to be different type of tires. And the man was very happy. Oh, Swamiji is so nice. He is asking such questions relevant to my profession. So he was very enthusiastically telling everything about the car race and the type of cars, different names of the cars and the tires and everything. Prabhupada went on and on. And then Prabhupada asked him, are there accidents also that happen? And the man said, oh, yes, Swamiji, races there are accidents. Do people die also? He asked. Oh, yeah, some people have died, he said. Prabhupada said, that is why in Gita, Lord Krishna says, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam, he said. Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam. One should know that these things, four things happen to all living beings. So Prabhupada said, you can go for car race, but also chant Hare Krishna also. So Prabhupada knew what he can take, accordingly he gave, whatever he can receive. That's why Vaishnava is called as a Kalpataru. One can actually bring people to Krishna in a very intelligent way. Like there was once Nathamani, he told his disciple Ram Mishra that I have one grandson who's a very, very pious boy. You know, he right from when he was a tender child, he was always reciting Bhagavad Gita. Now I have become very old. I am not able to, give my association. So he said that, but I have a great confidence that if somebody can preach to him, he can become a great devotee. So, but he said, I don't know how that will happen. So Ramishra said, I will definitely go. Where is he? I can go and meet. He said, no, now it's very difficult to meet him because he's become a king now. How he became a king? When he was a small boy, there was one king who kept a competition, one debate kind of thing. In the debate, he won. And then the king had told, anybody who wins the debate will get half my kingdom. So he got half the kingdom and he started ruling now. Ever since he became a ruler, he had no time for anything else. Super busy. So anyway, Rameshwar went to the palace and Dwarapalaka stopped him, naturally. And he saw many, many chariots were standing outside. Just like you see a busy, big billionaire's house, if you see outside, many cars are standing. Many people come to meet him. Big parties have come to meet him. So he cannot access him. And the Dwarapalakas won't let him go in. He was wondering, how can I reach my Guru's mercy to him? I was wondering. Then, you see, Lord is always in the heart of everybody. He gives ideas, isn't it? He sparks some idea. Then he went to the forest and got some special shark, which is called as tuduvalai, they call it. One particular type of shark leaf. He brought that, washed it, and then he went to the backside of the palace, to the kitchen. And he told the kitchen people that, you see, if you cook this and serve the king, he will like it very much. So they cooked it and they served the king. King loved it. Day after day, every day he wanted it. And every day Rameshwar was supplying. And he ate and ate and ate many days. Suddenly one day Rameshwar stopped it. He didn't go for 2-3 days. So the king became very upset. He said, why I am not getting that one? They said, we don't know, that fellow is not coming nowadays. King said, see, next time he comes, call him to me. I want to see him. So we are ready to pay any amount they want. I like it, he said. So then after some days when he came, brought it, then he was taken to the king. And then Rameshwar said, my dear king, at last I could meet you. This is the purpose for which, I was waiting. And then he said, your grandfather has left behind a great treasure. When he told about Nathamani, the king was very inspired. Yeah, I know very well. He must be very old now, he said. Yeah, he is very old. But he has left a great treasure for you. The king said, immediately called his ministers and said, go with him and get the treasure. We have so much need now, he said. He said, he told me not to talk about it to anybody except you. You have to come with me at that too, without anything else, anyone else, alone. Then only I can show you. It's a very, very costly treasure, costliest of the treasures. He said. So then the king said, okay, I'll come with you. So he walked behind. So as he proceeded, Rameshwar started singing. Dharma kshetre kuru kshetre samaveta yujutsavaha mamaka pandavastaiva kim akurvata sanjaya. Like that he started singing. And then as he sang, and one by one, some verses he was singing. And he was also relishing it. Who? The king, walking behind. Because when he was a young boy, like this, one of the children, he had memorized all the whole Gita. He would be reciting it also. Very much. So now hearing that Gita, he was enjoying it. Because now the kingly anxieties are all left behind. Now he's walking with him in the forest way. So, as the verses proceeded, 12.7 is a very famous verse. Mayyeva mana adhatsva, mayi buddhim niveshaya, nivasishyasi mayyeva, atavurdvam na samshayah. So here Krishna is telling Arjuna, my dear Arjun, mayyeva mana adhatsva, repose your mind only upon me and repose your intelligence upon me. If you live in me, which means you are constantly dwelling in Krishna, you will definitely attain me. Of this, there is no doubt. Huh? So, as soon as the king heard this, immediately ecstasy erupted in his body. Huh? Hair stood on end and tears welled up in his eyes. He trembled and he collapsed to the ground, unconscious. So Rameshwara immediately turned around and picked up the king, sprinkled some water, and the king started loudly crying. Huh? He said, Alas, alas, my sweet Lord Krishna, how I have forgotten him. Huh? So many years I have become so materialistic. Huh? Now in the name of, expanding my kingdom and collecting gold and silver, ruling over the people, how I was and how I have become degraded. Huh? Now, when I was a young boy, I was reciting this Gita and I fondly remembered my Lord. Now I have become covered over. Huh? Just like if you open a banana and keep it on the table for 1 hour, what happens? It becomes oxidized. Huh? You cut an apple and leave it on the table, it gets oxidized, you will see. Or you keep a knife on the table, 1 week you don't use it, rust comes. Huh? Similarly, so you have to constantly use the knife. Huh? Similarly, if you open the fruit, immediately you should offer and eat it. Huh? So he said that I have become covered over. I become covered over in my devotional life. How I was a very simple and sweet devotee. Now I become too materialistic, my material-minded, money-minded, and I had forgotten all these things. And this Ram Mishra ji kindly reminded me. He told him, enough of all this treasure. Now I am not interested, he said. Now I am going to renounce the world. And I am going to immediately, become a devotee, take to a spiritual life in totality without any other responsibility or encumbrances of the world. Like that he said. But Ramishra said, my dear king, that is all right. But it is my duty to hand over the treasure to you. Because your grandfather has told me that this is my duty. He has ordered me. I am his disciple. He has ordered me. And he said, this treasure which I told you is black. It's a black diamond. And it is guarded by a big snake, and it is guarded by 7 walls. Nobody can enter inside, but I have a way to enter inside. I can take you. So he took him to Srirangam, and he took him into the 7 walls, and then he showed Lord Ranganatha. He's the greatest diamond. Kacham vichinvan api divya ratnam. Swamin Kritatos. It's a similar divya ratnam. Is a real diamond. So when he saw, the king saw it, then he went on to become Yamunacharya later on, the king. So here is another example of how Ram Mishra, he administered the mercy in a very intelligent way, although he had no access to the king. So Vaishnavas are very merciful. They know what is the method of administering the mercy, how much should be given, what is the route in which it should be given. So, therefore, here the Lord is also called Kalpataru because Prabhupada gave a roller watch to that so-called thief, and then thief went on to become a Vaishnava. Ram Mishra went through a back door to give Tudvalai and then made him a great Vaishnava. What is another example I said? One more example I said. No? Apart from Haridas Prabhu and Yamunacharya. Huh? For the small kids, Prabhupada thought that the only thing they can understand is cookies. He allowed them to taste Krishna by tasting the cookies. Similarly, when Prabhupada went to Hippie Hill, that time, of course, Prabhupada understood hippies can't listen to any lectures. He went to the park and did kirtan, and they all brought their musical instruments. Somebody was playing harmonium, somebody was playing different kind of instruments, and they enjoyed the kirtan. Prabhupada thought they have a musical sense, they have inclination. Let us give music. So he gave them. And when they became a little purified, then they followed Prabhupada. Then they came to the storefront and they heard the lectures from Prabhupada. And he made them wonderful devotees. One day, a group of many group of hippies used to come. Different groups would come. So one day, one group had come, pug, like that one group. And then they asked, the leader of the group asked, Swamiji, we always hear you saying about material world and spiritual world. You always say that we have to go back to Godhead. We are wondering, why should we go back to Godhead? We are eating drugs, we are happy here itself. Of course, we suffer a little bit, but but why do you say we have to go back? Okay, even if you go back, what is back to Godhead like? Huh? You are experienced, you are a pure devotee. You can tell us, what is it like? Prabhupada said, back to Godhead, if you go, it's a ocean of LSD. He said, They said, then definitely we must go. They said, because that's what they could understand at that time. Huh? He told them in the language which they could understand. Yeah. So, like my mother sometimes tells a small kid, better go to school. Child says, no, I want to play. She says, if you go to school, you will earn a degree, you will become an engineer, you will become a doctor, you will do so many things. He says, no, I don't want. I just want to play. Then she says, okay, if you go to school, I'll give you Cadbury. She says, oh, really? Then I'll go to school. So then the child starts going to school. After 1 week, Cadbury stops and school going continues. After that, correct? So Lord also gives Cadbury to all the living entities. Okay, that's Karma Kanda is Cadbury. Yamimam Pushpitam Vacham Prabhadanta Vivashchitaha Vedavada Radha Partha Nanyadastiti Vadinaha Kamatmana Swargapara Janma Karma Phala Pradam Kriya Vishesha Bhulam Bhoga Ishwarya Gatim Prati. He gives Bhoga Ishwarya and all these things to allure the living entities to, you know, uh, you know, uh, actually there is a big difference between Karma Kandis and, those who are atheists, Gnostics. Why? Because both aim at sense gratification. But the difference is the Karma Kandi is actually aligned with the Vedic literature. They are getting sense gratification through the Vedic literature, and the atheists are getting sense gratification in a illegal way without getting sanction from the Lord. So therefore, take a person from Gnostic to Astic, then from Astic you can take them to higher levels of, Karmi, Jnani, Yogi, higher levels like that. So Lord also through the scriptures, you will see, therefore is Kalpataru. If you read the 5th canto, 3rd chapter, there the Brahmanas were doing one yajna for Lord Vishnu on behalf of the king and queen, Nabhi and Meru Devi, for them. They wanted a child, they wanted. Putra Bhagyam, they wanted. So when they did the fire sacrifice, in that fire sacrifice, suddenly Lord immediately appeared within a very short time. Lord appeared in the yajnic fire because the yajna kund is mouth of Vishnu and the yajnic fire is tongue of Vishnu. In that, when you pour the ghee and all the other items, it goes directly to Lord Vishnu. You see, many things said in the Vedic life, many of our modern educated people don't know about it. For example, when you do the Antyeshti, when a person dies, some people foolishly ask the question, that person has already died, the soul has already gone, so what is the need of 13-day ritual? People ask like that nowadays. And also you're giving different type of food and everything, you are imagining that the person is going to, it is a dead person. So this goes to show how ignorant people are. They do not know. Actually, when you cook the Vishnu Prasad and everything, according to the Vedas, there are two items which came from the body of Vishnu. One is the till and the kusha grass. They both came from the body of Vishnu. Lord Vishnu said that through these two items, I will accept all the things. For example, if one of your forefathers has left the body and gone to the next destination, let us assume that he is a goat in the next life, for example. Whatever food you give now, through this till and kusha, when you are offering it, there are three people to whom you offer right now: Pitama, Prapitama, and Vishwadeva. Three people you offer. You give them plates and you give food. So when it is transferred, this is transferred and made into grass for that grandfather to eat. It nourishes the body, whichever body he is situated in. So that transformation is made by whom? By Krishna. Krishna does it. Vishnu does it. How he does it? He does it. Even now you can see like a cow is eating grass and giving milk. Show me a machine which can put grass in the top, you get milk at the bottom. Lord has made many such miracles in this world. So There is a method of transferring what you want to give to forefathers. There's a medium. In the same manner, the yajna kund, whatever is offered, it goes straight to Vishnu. How is it? Like for example, say one of you got a wound in the knee while running on the road. So the boy went to a doctor and said, "Sir, I got a wound now. Can you apply something?" And doctor gave him some blue pills, yellow pills. He told him, "Eat it." And the boy said, "Sir, can I powder it and apply it here?" Because his whole focus is on wound only. And doctor said, "No, no, no, you just eat it." He said, what kind of doctor are you? My problem is here, not here. Doctor said, "Just do what? Are you doctor or am I doctor?" I am doctor. If you want any help from me, eat this tablet and keep quiet. Don't talk, he said. So the boy ate the tablet. Within a couple of days, it got dried up. So he was surprised. He asked the doctor, "What is the connection between here and here?" That doctor said, that you can understand. When you become MBBS, you will understand. So in the same manner, you may wonder, now we pour ghee here, how does it reach Vishnu? Yes, ultimately everything is energy of Supreme Lord, correct, no? Mic has come from the Lord, table has come from the Lord, book has come from the Lord, watch has come from the Lord. What is not, that is why the Shruti mantras, when you read, you use, it says that Sarvani Bhutani Jayante. It says that everything in this creation has come from him. So there is a method to reach him. So when they were offering the sacrifice, Lord Vishnu appeared immediately. When the Vishnu appeared, the Brahmanas were feeling little shy to ask him directly for giving a child to the king, because they felt the same way Dhruva is feeling now. They felt that, imagine, for example, you go to a crorepati and say, "Can you please give me 10 paisa?" It will be like insult to the person. So then they thought, let us offer some prayer to him, which will be pleasing to the Lord. So even we do that also. Sometimes when you want to go to spiritual master and ask him for some favor, but initially you begin with some other topic. How many of you experience of this, correct? Some nice topic which will be pleasing to him. Like if Guru likes books to be distributed, he'll say, "Maharaj, I distributed these books, so much score I got." And then he will say, "At the same time, I want this also, I want from you." You may ask. So they also first said that, "Ata katanchit kalanachutpadana jrimbana dvaravasthanadishu vivashanam na smaranaya dvara marana dashayam sakala kashmala nirasanani tava gunakrita nama deyani vachana gocharani bhavantu." It's a prose order shloka it is. What they are saying, my dear Lord, in our life, anytime when we are walking on the road, we may slip, or sometime we may be in a washroom, or sometime we may be asleep. Sometime we may be having a marana jvara, which means very high fever, 107 degree Fahrenheit fever. So in this way, we may be in a position where we may forget your name, form, qualities, and pastimes. So please bless us that even in such occasions, let the holy name spring from our mouth. Tava gunakrita nama dhyayani vachana gocharani bhavantu. Like that they are saying. Because in Bhagavatam it is said, when somebody is walking on the road, they slipped and fell, and some people slip and fall and their head hits and they die on the spot also, some people. Or somebody may fall from a roof. But at that time, helplessly, if somebody says, "Hari," then they will not go to hell, even if they committed a lot of sins. It is said. What is that famous verse? Patitas kalito bhagna sandashtastapta ahataha harihi iti avashenaha uman narhati yatana. That's a verse. Say Hari. That's all you have to say. When you say Hari, then immediately the Yamapash is cut. Immediately when one says Hari. So they chanted this kind of prayer. And then they told the Lord, "My dear Lord Vishnu, you are like a desert tree. If somebody wants some house, you can provide a house. Somebody wants a child, you can provide child. Somebody wants to reside in heaven, you can give them sargavas. Somebody wants siddhis, you can give them siddhi. Somebody wants moksha, you can give moksha also. Somebody wants 5 types of muktis, salakya, sarishti, and all those things. You can provide those things also. Or if somebody doesn't want anything from you, they simply want to love and serve you, that you accept them also as your most dear ones. You accept. In this way, my dear Lord, what is difficult for you to give? What is impossible for you to give? You are most benevolent. You are Varada Rishava. You can provide everything. At the same time, they said, this king here, Meru Devi Nabi, he desires a child from you like you. He wants a child like you, from you. And because the king has called Brahmanas like us, who are not very exalted. We are Karmakandi Brahmins. So therefore he has engaged us in asking for Putra Bhagya. If he got the association of pure Vaishnavas, then he would not have asked for such a benediction. This is coming in Vishnu Chakravarti's commentary. He is saying, actually it is not true. Because these are pure Vaishnavas. Who? Brahmins. Brahmins are also pure. These are pure Vaishnavas. But they said out of humility that we are simple Karmakand Brahmanas, we are asking for a child for the king. Actually, the child who was born to Meru Devi and Nabi, who is that? Anybody knows? Rishabhadev. Who is Rishabhadev? Krishna himself. Pritirnayavan Mayi Vasudeve. He says, Lord himself became their child. That means invoking the presence of the Lord in the sacrificial fire and requesting the Lord to be born as a child, and Lord being, everything is transcendental completely. But I told you this past time because there they're explaining how the Lord is Kalpataru, who can provide anything you want. Any desire you have, nothing is impossible for the Lord. Now a question may arise in your mind. Does Krishna provide material benedictions to his devotees? I want a yes or no answer from you. Let us say, how many of you say yes? He provides material benedictions. There are a few hands up. Okay. How many of you say no? There are other few hands up. Okay, let us consult Bhagavatam. What Bhagavatam says, Satyam dishatyartitamartiton rinam naivartado yat punarartitayatah swayam vidatte bhajatam anichchatam ichchapidanam nijapada pallavam. This verse says that Satyam dishati. Krishna gives material benedictions to the devotees who come to him with material desires. That means the answer is yes or no? Yes. It says, Bhagavatam says, he provides material desires. And then it says, Satyam dishati artitam artito nrinam. He provides. And then he says, Naivartado yat punarartitayatah. That fellow who went to Krishna with material desire will not go second time to Krishna with another material desire. And you may wonder how? The reason is, while giving him the material benediction, along with that, Krishna gives the honey of his lotus feet also. For example, if somebody is asking for halwa, I give you halwa along with Shrikand, what will happen? So how many of you will take Shrikand instead of halwa? You know Shrikand right now? Okay, as a gulab jamun. See, I give you dozen gulab jamuns. So I give you dozen gulab jamuns and one drone of halwa. What will you do? You will take the gulab jamun and you very charitably give it away. Give the halwa to somebody else. Correct, no? Because now that you got gulab jamun, that's what is Krishna's trick. He said, I will give him the material benediction, but along with that I give the bhajatam anichchatam, which means even if a devotee doesn't know the glory of the honey dripping from my lotus feet, I still give it to my devotee, because very soon my devotee will realize how wonderful it is to be a pure devotee. So, and then Ichcha Pidanam Nijapada Pallavam. He says, having obtained my lotus feet, my devotee becomes completely satisfied and will not ask for any one more material benediction. They won't come. So, there are many evidences for this. There is one pastime Prabhupada says, there was one thief who was running in the road, and chased by the police a little distance away. Police were 5-10 minutes behind him. They were running, chasing after him. But then this fellow thought it is better to escape from the police by getting into some place. So he saw one temple, like ISKCON temple. So he got into the temple. And the police went straight. They lost him. So immediately this fellow found out all are wearing tilak. So he also went and put one tilak. In some temples they keep tilak also. In Hyderabad they used to keep. So he put tilak. And then he was sitting. audience. Only thing is, eyes are moving here and there. Everybody wondering why this fellow, his eyes are disturbed eyes, because he's a thief. Huh? So he was not peaceful. Naturally, he was worried that police may catch me anytime. But then the Bhagavatam speaker went on speaking about Krishna and Vrindavan. Huh? He was telling about how Krishna's body is bluish and he wears beautiful jewelry put by Yashoda. And then when he heard about the jewelry, gold and silver and diamond, naturally he's a thief. Huh? He became attracted. Huh? He thought, oh, I am getting some good piece of information here. Even in the Bhagavatam class, I am getting a facility for stealing later on. Huh? So he was very attentive in the class. Huh? Especially he noted there is a Kadamba Kanan, there is a Yamuna river flowing. In the bank of Yamuna, this Krishna is not alone, he is also with his other covered boys. Yeah. And then the speaker was saying he wears a peacock feather, isn't it? All that he noted, he has a flute, everything he noted. After the class was over, the speaker asked, any questions? Nobody had questions. Everybody was thinking, what time is Prasad? But one fellow raised a hand. Who is that fellow? This fellow, this Daku Bhagat. So he's the one who raised the hand. And the speaker asked, what is the question? He immediately told the speaker, sir, please confirm the truth, what you told. He wanted to verify it, wanted to be very sure. He took it very seriously. He told all the points. And then the speaker confirmed, yeah, correct, I said this, he said. That was the end. He got up, immediately started proceeding towards Vrindavan. So he found out the Kadamakan, he found out the Yamuna, he found the bank of Yamuna. Sure enough, he saw Krishna eye to eye. Because if you want to see microbes, you need electron microscope. If you want to see distant celestial objects, you need a telescope. Is it not true? If you want to see X-ray, you need a photographic plate on which you can see the X-ray. Otherwise, you cannot see X-ray. But if you want to see Krishna, you need eyes of love. Isn't it? Premanjanachurita bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shyama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Now he didn't have eyes of love. Then how did he see? He had eyes of faith. So eyes of faith is one step before eyes of love. If you approach the Lord with faith, very soon your love will be awakened. Shraddha, in the words of a devotee. With that Shraddha, you approach the Lord, very soon you will get love for the Lord. So, he found Krishna, and Krishna was not with covered boys that day. He was alone. I think he was alone on purpose for performing a pastime. So, as soon as he saw Krishna, he thought, very good. This boy is alone, he's wearing a lot of jewelry. So, he just purchased a banana and then he thought, I will give a 2 rupee banana and take out 20 lakh worth jewelry from his body. So he just gave a banana. Of course, Krishna happily accepts if you give him anything with love. So accepted the banana, but then he put his hand in Krishna's necklace. And Krishna said, hey, that you cannot take. Mother Yashoda will ask me, where is the necklace? So Krishna caught his hand. And the thief, next moment, he fell on the ground, whole body shivering in ecstasy, tears springing from his eyes, hair standing on end, he started weeping. Krishna said, oh, don't weep so much. If you are crying so much, I'll give it away. Don't worry. And I'll tell Yashoda that I gave it in charity to you. He said, no, I don't want that, he said. And Krishna said, maybe you don't want only this. I think you want everything. I'll give him a jeweled belt. I'll give him an armlets and all those things. Everything I'll give you. Do you want all of it? And the thief said, no, you don't understand. I don't want any of it. Then Krishna asked, then what do you want? He said, I got you now in my life. Then I don't need anything more. See, there is a song in Tamil. Engirindo vandan idaichadiyan enran engivane naan perave enna tavam seidu vitteen kannan engirindo vandan. You know what is the meaning of this? In my life, suddenly one blue boy came into my life. I asked him, who are you? He said, I am a covered boy. He was very handsome. He had a peacock feather. He had a flute. And he had a very charming face and eyes. And simply by one first look, I fell in love with him. And he says he's a covered boy. And how he came into my life, why he came, I didn't understand. But after he came, I lost interest in everything else. Everything became insignificant for me in this world. And he became everything for me. Like that is saying. So the same manner it happened to the thief also. So now that I have obtained you, my Lord, I don't want anything. You keep everything with yourself. That's what he's saying. Icha pidanam nijapada pallavam. When one gets the lotus feet of the Lord, the taste of the dust and the honey coming from Lord's feet is so relishable for the devotee. Other things become insignificant. You will see uh, not only Dhruva Maharaj, even Prithu Maharaj also has a dialogue with Lord Vishnu very similar to this. You will read that. He says, Ye narakanam avisanti dehinam tanisha kaivalyapate vrinenacha. He's saying that you are asking me for material benedictions, my Lord. Why should I ask? These are all even dogs and hogs are getting eating, sleeping, mating, defending. I'm not interested in those things, he says. You are a kaivalyapati, he said. Then Lord asked him, what? You are calling me a kaivalyapati? That means I think you want impersonal liberation? You want to merge in Brahman and relax in Shanti, Shanti, Shanti? Then he says, Na kama yenata tadapyaham pachin, na yatra yushmaccharanam bujasavaha, mahattamanta hridayan mukacchuto, karna yushame name varehi. He's saying that I do not want to get liberation in Brahman also. Do you know why? In Brahman there is Shanti, but there is no honey, he said, coming from your lotus feet. What said? What is that honey you are talking about? That he says in the next verse. Sa uttama shloka mahan mukacchuto bhavat padam bhoja sudha kananilah smritim punar vismrita tatpavartmanam koyoginam no vitaratyalam varehi. He is telling, in the heart of your pure devotees is a kalash which carries the honey which has been collected from your lotus feet. He says, and when they speak glories of you and your pastimes, that honey drips out of their lips. It comes. And anyone, and what is the method of accepting that honey? But this honey has to be accepted through the ears. You may wonder, honey is only drunk to the mouth. But this is carried by the anil. Anil means the wind. The wind carries a sound vibration emanating from the lips of your pure devotees, from whose lips that honey of your name, form, qualities, pastimes, and activities are dripping. Anyone who hears it, two things happen to such a person. He falls in love with you, and his vismriti is gone. Vismriti means forgetfulness. Punar smritim vismrita tattva. Forgetfulness is destroyed, which means remembrance is given. And they fall in love with you. And then once they fall in love, they do not aspire for anything else. He said that, therefore, in conclusion, Prithu Maharaj said, I only ask you for the association of your devotees. Let me have crores of ears, crores of tongues, he said. To crores of tongues to glorify you, crores of ears to hear you. I had a small realization of this. I will tell you how. When I was in Vrindavan, I was taking one health treatment in Vrindavan at one time. So in the temple hall, His Holiness Jayadutta Maharaj was giving lecture. And in Balaram hall, His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj was giving lecture. I was totally torn to pieces because both are my great heroes I adore. I wanted to hear. So when Jayadutta Swami started the beginning of the lecture, I was here in this place. I heard how he began. And quickly I wanted to check what Radha Govind Maharaj is saying there. I went to Balaram hall. So I was going, that time I realized, I wish I had multiple years to hear multiple lectures. So then I went to room and put both the lectures in FM. Both were going on simultaneously because I have heard that there are people who are Ashtavadani, Ashtavadani? And they can do 8 things simultaneously. So I also could overall grasp both the lectures. What he was saying, what he was saying. But how many of you sometimes felt a desperation that you wanted to hear multiple lectures by various wonderful speakers, correct? But actually in this age, we are living in an age of information explosion. We have abundant things available, but our senses are limited. So much nice things are available. So many great souls have spoken, written. Books are also many and lectures are many. And our senses are limited. We cannot. Therefore, he said, give me crores of years, he says. Our Prithu Maharaj says like that. So, in the same manner, here he is saying, Archanti kalpakataram kunapopabhogyam. Ichanti yat sparsham nare pirinam. The material pleasures are available even for stool eaters like hogs. They are also eating, sleeping, mating, defending. We have been doing the same thing millions of lifetimes. Huh? Everybody, there is a saying in English, old wine in a new bottle. Huh? So the insects are doing the same thing. Birds are doing the same thing. Animals are doing the same thing. Like you can see, sometimes humans are very proud that we have such nice housing colonies. You should see the housing colony of the honeybees. Huh? They make very nice honeycomb. Correct or not? Yeah. And similarly, there's a weaver bird which makes a very nice house. You can go and stay inside. Huh? Weaver bird very comfortably. They are expert in building houses also, animals and birds. Sometimes one father was telling, I trained my son to, get into engineering college. By my training, he joined. I told him that I will show you a video where a lion is training his cub how to catch the prey. In African safari, lion is running and telling the cub, run, run, run. And the cub is running very slowly. He says, tomorrow you will not get your food. Huh? And the cub is trying his best. Huh? And the lion hit the deer a little bit and told the cub, now I have slowed the speed of deer. Now you run fast now. Huh? Catch, how to catch. He's teaching. So that means father lion is teaching son lion how to catch the prey. They also train. They have training program also. Huh? Yeah. But that training program is only for eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Yeah. One time, scientists killed one rat, and inside the rat hole, they saw the mother and father rat. They both were embracing and weeping that the child rat died. So they had taken a video of that. So which means they also have emotions like humans have, because there is soul in those bodies also. Which means they have eating, sleeping, mating, depending, same old thing. Yeah. Like a cockroach is attracted to cockroaching. Kutta is attracted to kutti, billa to billi, share to shareni, more to morni. They have attraction also. Because for a cockroach will not be attracted to Miss India or Miss Universe. It will be attracted to same species only. Correct, no? Yeah, they're attracted. That type of attraction. When in human body you become a young boy or a young girl, in teenage we live in a dream world. As if, our romance is the only romance in the entire world. Everybody thinks, I am attracted to so and so and so and so is attracted to me, and we both are the center of the whole universe. That's what cockroach is also thinking. Everybody is thinking like that. Simply living in a dream world. Too much of and adding to that, this Facebook and all these things have complicated the things. Facebook and WhatsApp and chat and all that. It made very complicated. Actually, one should be intelligent to ask the question, why is this attraction existing? The original Kamadev is Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is attractive not only to women, he is attracted to men also. There is a verse you will see, Yasyananam makara kundala charu karna. What is the second line after that? Prajat kapola subhagam savila sahasam nityotsavam tatrapar drishbir pibantyo naryo narashta mudita kupita nimesh. Like that, there's a verse. See, last line says, naryo narashta means what? Not only naris are attracted to him, nara also. Men are also attracted to him. Not only Nari and Nara, the word Brajau Kasam you must have heard in Bhagavatam. The Brajau Kasam means even the plants, even the trees, even the birds, even the deers and peacocks, even the cows and calves, all creatures are attracted. Therefore, he is the original Kamadev. Who is attractive to whom? Attractive to all. But this material Kamadev, he can only create attraction between same species. Male and female counterpart. Whereas in spiritual platform, everybody is attracted to Krishna. So we want to go for that attraction, not this attraction. Actually, Shukadeva Goswami teaches in the Bhagavatam, don't see difference between male and female, see difference between body and soul. The difference between body and soul is a real difference. Otherwise, the male-female attraction in this world, why I am quoting this specifically, yet sparshajam word is used, you see. Ichanti, yet sparshajam, niriyepin rinam. In Bhagavad Gita also you will find, yehi samsparshaja boga. Dukkayane. Similarly, he says, many places Krishna uses the word sparsha. Matra, sparshastu kaunteya. Similarly, there are other verses also in Gita where the word sparsha comes. See, sparsha means we always see difference between, katinatvam and mridutvam. Correct, no? What is hard and what is soft. Hmm. Similarly, shitatvam, ushnatvam. What is cold and what is hard. In chill winter, we want hot water. In hot summer, we want cold water. Hmm. Similarly, you will also see that the attraction for the opposite sex is actually sparshajam. It's born of the sense of touch. But one should know that although this exists, this is a kind of illusory energy that makes one get agitated, especially when one is young. One may be foolishly attracted to many people, not just one person. It's not that if you are attracted to one person, get married and beget children, keep quiet. But it is not like that. You will see that one is attracted to multiple living entities. One may be attracted to many. He may like somebody's one beauty and another person's another beauty. So therefore, imagine if everybody is allowed to freely mix with anybody they want. This world will be chaotic. Therefore, some rules are given of Vivaha Yajna and everything is kept like that. But one will see that if one devotes energy, time, attention, focus in chanting Krishna's names and everything, we can gradually rise above this bodily attraction to male and female. And then this will gradually, actually, the more you withdraw from this pleasure and focus on Krishna, then you can see that this pleasure is impure. It cannot give me happiness. It is kept for reproduction purpose. You will see that even boys and girls studying in college, when they talk about love, they put a heart and an arrow. You all seen that? Why? Because love is of the heart. And love is not of the genitals. Genitals actually is for reproduction purpose. You see, sex is actually kept for reproduction. It's not for love. Love is of the heart. So, therefore we say, I lost my heart in, yeah. You lose your heart in Vrindavan. After that, all these other attractions will go away. They will not be any more attractive for us. Because otherwise it's like an itching sensation. Kanduti one manasijam vishaheta dira is it. Like itching, the problem with itching is, if you scratch, it becomes worse. If you don't scratch, it creates some trouble. You feel some uneasiness. Correct, no? Like in America, there is one plant called as poison ivy plant. If you touch this plant by mistake and touch some part of the body, it will itch immediately. And then you touch another part, there also it will itch. And then all over the body start itching. Everywhere. You become like a plumpy ball. All over your body, you look at the mirror, you become reddish. Wherever you touch to your body, it becomes reddish like that. So, they say, doctors in America, they say that if you got a poison ivy plant, you touched it by mistake, they say immediately do two things. Don't touch any other part of the body. Although you feel like scratching, don't scratch. Don't. Second thing they say is, ask someone to apply medicine on that place. If here is the place you touched it, apply medicine. In the same manner, don't scratch when you say that is four regulative principles. And apply medicine, that is holy name, chanting. Prabhupada gave the same thing to us. When you chant the holy name attentively, sincerely, and also follow the four regulative principles strictly, this itching sensation will go away. It will not be attractive anymore. Now you may say, why are you catching only one part of this shloka? Material desire means there are many things. No, it starts with this. Why? Because Prabhupada says, when a bird is alone, it can wander anywhere he wants. But the moment he wants a mate, then only he thinks of making the nest. Because in the nest, he will also lay some eggs and small babies will come, offsprings, because they will need a nest, correct? No? Similarly, boy is a brahmachari, he's a fakir, he's a beggar. He can go here, there, chant, dance, preach, everything. But the moment you want to marry, then the family house comes and children come. Ato griha kshetra sutta apta vittair dhanasya mohai mahamameti. Now one need not feel remorse about this. Oh, now we are married, we have children, we have so many responsibilities. It's mind-boggling. Look at these brahmacharis, they're very jolly. They're just chanting and dancing. One Mataji told me, Prabhuji, you bless me next life, I'll become brahmachari like you. I said, why should you become brahmachari? You go back to Goloka, Bhuloka to Goloka, in this very life. You don't have to become brahmachari next life. So, actually, the other side of the mountain is always Green, correct, no? This side you don't know. Huh? When the goat climbs and goes to other side, you think, hey, here also it's brown. Huh? Like, then again he says that was better. Huh? Then he come back like that. Similarly, people who are outside the house, they want to go inside the gate. And people who are inside the house, they want to come out of the gate. Huh? Similarly, people who are not married are thinking, hey, married people are more happy. Huh? They are emotionally taken care by wife and children. Huh? The brahmacharis are feeling lonely. Huh? People feel like. And then those are grihasthas, they feel, when will the vanaprastha time come? Huh? Pack up. Enough, no more quarrel. Huh? Just Krishna, Rama, Govinda, go back to Godhead. So, that's why you will see that it's like a pendulum. Bhog and then Tyaga. It just keeps going like that. So, in whatever situation Krishna has put us in, the idea is if we sublimate, sublimation means take to Krishna consciousness seriously, then this itching attraction will go away. This attraction is coming in different forms. I think the batteries or Hare is coming. Yeah. You see, when I was when I was a small boy like this, while walking with my father, one day I saw an aeroplane toy in the shop. I showed my father, Papa, I want to see that. Can we go inside? So he took me in. And it was having multiple color, green, yellow, blue, orange. All sound was also coming. Nice, it was moving. Like that it would move. He give a key. It's big size. It was almost like this, big size. So I loved it so much. I told my father that, please purchase one. We will take it home. He asked. In those days, they said it is 2,000 rupees. So very costly one. Lot of things were there and the details were there. My father said, this is the costliest toy I have seen. So he said, no, beta, it's not worth, it will break, Dolly said. I said, no, it will not break, I will take care. He said, no. Then I told my father, you carry on, I am going to sit here in the shop and keep watching the beauty of the aeroplane. Why am I telling you this? Once we get a material desire, we become so attached to it, we tell Krishna Tata. Krishna, you do your thing, I will do. You go to Goloka and do your Leela. And I will do my Leela here. That's what has happened to us in this world. We are absorbed in our problem is our Leela is miserable Leela. Yeah. Then my father told me that, okay, beta, I will get it for if you get first rank. So then I worked very hard. So 6 months later, I came to first rank. I was in fourth rank, third rank. And I got first rank. I ran to my father to show the progress report. Papa, see, I got first rank. Then he patted me and said, good boy, very intelligent boy. He said, what intelligent aeroplane? Isn't it? So, in this way, we don't forget very easily. Bhogaishwarya prasaktanam. See, bhoga is sex life and prasaktanam. Aishwarya means opulences. Big house, big car, foreign chance, high paying job, a big profile, great popularity. You have great presence in the web and all that. So these are actually like Aishwarya. So Bhoga and Aishwarya are the two biggest attraction. One is gross sex, one is subtle sex. Both are mentioned to Krishna. These are the greatest distractors in our spiritual life. So that is why those who are devotees or saintly people, they are cautious about dealing with material energy. See, one thing clearly we should know that the Vaishnava Siddhanta does not teach Tyaga. It doesn't teach Bhog. Bhog and Tyag both are miserable. Both are two extreme ends of the pendulum. Vaishnava philosophy teaches that whatever Lord has given you, you use it in Krishna service. That is called Yukta Vairagya. At the same time, devotee should not hanker for material things. Like, for example, Prabhupada was very straightforward and honest when he met even richest people. Like when he met Ambarish Prabhu, he asked, where is Henry Ford? First question he asked. And then it shook him to the core. He understood that, where is my grandfather? Where is my father? In this way, although I am a owner of big money, everything will come to pass. Just like a honeybee is collecting honey in the honeycomb, day by day, month after month, year after year. Similarly, we are also accumulating money in our bank balance. Keep on accumulating, but you are not going to enjoy that. Why? Because one day a farmer comes with a fire torch and then drives away the honeybees and takes the honeycomb and goes away. So in the same manner, Bhagavatam says, either money will leave you or you will leave money. If a thief steals it, then money leaves you. If nobody stole it, at the time of death, we leave the money. Huh? In either way, we are not going to hold on to it forever. Therefore, money is compared to honey. Money, 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 money is honey. Therefore, the comparison is given. It is there with us, it'll go away. That doesn't mean you don't save money. Devotees should definitely save money and not lavishly spend and squander the wealth. The world situation is not very good, as you know, a lot of wars around many places, many countries. So, and also many layoffs and everything is happening across the globe. Now AI is picking up now, artificial intelligence, and they are mechanizing many things. So one has to be very careful. One of the devotees in Pune, smart devotee, recently he said that when he joined IT company, he joined at the age of 21 after his degree. Till his marriage, which happened at 28, he only spent monthly whatever money he was getting as a fresher. As a fresher, he was getting 25,000. So from 21 to 28, he was only sticking to that. So he was spending money like a fresher, whatever money he got in the company at the age of 21. Till the age of 28, he was spending monthly like that only. He was saving a lot of money. Then after marriage at 28, by the time he had a hike up and another money, more money, salary would come, isn't it? Then whatever money he was drawing after 5 years of experience, the same money he was spending throughout till 43. You understand what I'm saying? Huh? That means from 28 to 43, he is spending money as whatever money he would get as a salary when he was 5 years experienced. And so now he has saved a good amount of money. So he said that even if I have to quit the job by 45 or 50, I have considerable savings, he said. So devotee should save always. At the same time, he gives good charity also. 10-20% of his earning, he gives charity also. Still he has saved so much. You can see that. But we have a tendency when the salary increases, our expenditure also increases proportionately. Car size increases, house size increases, our size also increases. Everything. Isn't it? We don't know that if more comes, you have to save. Because if you save, then you don't have to slog till 70, 75. You already saved. By the time you become 50, you have saved. So, why do we save? So that in the later years, we can actually peacefully practice Krishna consciousness. See, Narayana Chaitanya Prabhu, he, at a later age, he clearly decided that last 20, 30 years of my life, I want to fully give myself to Krishna consciousness. He used to tell me, even before, I know him from the SJM days, Sheshadripuram, there were 7 members there. I used to meet them, meet the committee also there in those days whenever I would come. Even in those days, he had a desire that some wonderful work I should do for Prabhupada. He had a very strong desire. See, one thing, the super soul is watching you. What desires are you cultivating in the heart? He had a desire, so the Lord gave him a platform to express that desire. So, like, he was born and then he's running his life as a, say, businessman, engineer and everything. And that field, now he has moved to another field. In 13th chapter of Bhagavata, Krishna talks about field, isn't it? So he has in Kshetra and Kshetrajna. So from one profile in his life, now he has moved to another profile where he is fully devoted for this. And he even went to America. He was preaching even in America also. Now he's not only taking care of the ICC temple, he is also in touch with many other places. He is actually like a father. He's offering a shelter and guidance also to many other people who face challenges in management in ISKCON. He's helping also. So every one of you have that opportunity in your life, that you don't have to be in the current field in which you may, like if you are IT engineer, you start that till the age of 80, you have to be IT engineer. Yeah. You can change your profile when you become 45, 50 into more spiritual Mataji, spiritual Prabhuji. More spiritual, you have time for preaching and expanding preaching and helping in Prabhupada mission. Slowly we can wind up the material duties because children would have grown up also. Your duties to family, children, hand over the material responsibilities to children, and then you look up and then advance in spiritual life, and then you can also help many, many souls go back to Godhead by your preaching and organizing spiritual activities and all. So let us take one question. One or two questions you can take. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Give the mic to Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. What happens when the same desires, as spiritually, let's say we build a big temple, sometimes we get carried away. How to overcome that?
Actually, when we built a big temple, when NVC temple got ready in 2012, in 2013 or so, I met His Holiness Bhakticharu Maharaj was giving a lecture in Chopari temple on the topic of leadership, Vaishnava leadership. So I attended the lecture. After the lecture, I met Maharaj and said, Maharaj, we have built a big temple in Pune. I am very worried that, things should not become diluted and people should not take it for granted. Nice facilities have come now and people should not just eat and sleep, not do something wonderful. I'm worried about it. And not only that, we have Govinda's guest house and gift stall. And in Pune temple, yearly we get about 8 lakh to 9 lakh people come. Lot of inflow of people taking selfies, lot of materialistic people come. But of course, they are also in one of the four, Artho Jignasu, Arthati Jnani, coming to Krishna temple. So many people posing and taking photos, and they are not coming exactly for devotion service. So I told Maharaj, I'm afraid, the materialism should not spoil this temple. We were in a small, beautiful temple at that time before Kunjabihari temple. So what is your suggestion? So he told a very simple thing. He said, increase the Sankirtan. He said, fire. He said, if you increase the Sankirtan fire, that will burn down the material component. He said, I asked how. He said two things, holy name and holy fame. He said, if there is a very strong morning program and there are also many nice kathas, you invite many leaders to come and give katha, hours and hours of katha congregation. Brahmacharis, boys, everybody sits and hears. That will Hridyantastvo hi abhadrani vidhunoti suratsata. So their heart will become cleansed, and with pure hearts, then they will naturally practice Krishna consciousness blissfully. But if their hearts are not purified, such a big temple, he said, people can become materially oriented and there can be infights. Because in our management training programs, you hear that, you form and storm and norm and perform, they say. So first you form some good activity. As it gets bigger, then there is a storm many times. And the storm is what? It is material vibrations. Material vibration causes irritation amongst the devotees, and you know everybody gets into a credit taking mode. This kind of problems can come. Now who is the doer? I am the doer, or you did it, or I did it. So instead of putting Krishna and Guru in the center, and sometimes, who has how much influence, who listens to whom, my group, your group, this kind of things come in a big temple. Sometimes different ideologies come. Like, for example, somebody is conservative, somebody is liberal, different ideologies come. And also some different groups start demanding different things. That now that more facilities there, many people demand. So these are all practical problems of running a spiritual temple in a material world. Uh, so therefore, if we keep the Sankirtan fire high, by like Ekadashi day, all devotees can come and chant more rounds. We can arrange, as well as Bhakti Bhagat Maharaj can come and give a Japashrai, 3 day, wherein teaching everybody to increase the taste in chanting the holy name. And many other Swamis are nowadays, India has many wonderful devotees now coming. So your temple has a good temple hall and this hall also. So by increasing the katha of the Lord, and katha should be spoken with utmost sincerity. It is not just a performance, or it's not like some scholarly display. Because scholarly display will never do any good. Prabhupada never wanted us to be scholars. Nowadays, people are becoming very scholarly, and you may read a lot and know a lot, but that is not what matters to Krishna. What matters to Krishna is our heart. So we have to get the right speakers who speak, their message coming from the heart goes straight to the heart of the people and purifies the heart. And when such things we do, holy name and holy fame, definitely, big temples can run very smoothly because they will be under the guidance of internal potency. When internal potency is the top of the temple, then the result is everybody feels that I am insignificant. Other devotees are better than me. But when material calculations are at the top of the temple, then somebody thinks that, uh, I am better than that devotee. Or somebody thinks I am the best devotee. Somebody thinks I am the only devotee. See, if somebody thinks I am the only devotee, that is tamaguna. I am the best devotee means I am rajaguna, isn't it? If somebody thinks I am better than others, that is also rajaguna. In a comparison, unhealthy comparison. So we should think actually that all devotees are having so many good qualities. So the third canto, 15th chapter, I'll give it as a homework to all devotees. Kingdom of God. Third canto, 15th chapter. That's one homework. Another homework is you go to Veda base and put the word Vaikuntha thinking. Then seventh canto you will get this word Vaikuntha thinking. Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha space thinking. You put this in seventh canto, Prahlad Maharaj's this thing, you will get one very good purport. Line after line, it's a golden purport of Prabhupada. You read that, those two will give us direction on how our temple should be run, in what mood, mission should be there in the temple. That will help us. All right, Prabhu? Thank you. It's getting late for you, Prasad. I can take one question if you want. Can I take? Yeah. Yeah. How? Oh, how the men were attracted to Krishna. Uh, actually, in Vrindavan, you will find Parikshit asked this question to Shukadeva Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami made one very profound statement. He said in Vrindavan, the fathers and mothers, and even the cows and the bulls, they were all attracted to Krishna more than their own children also. Like that, he made one statement. And then Parikshit was a little shocked because he said that in this world, everybody loves their own son or daughter more, than the neighbor's child, no matter how much handsome and how much qualified the neighbor's child may be. You agree? You agree? Understand? You understood? No. I'm going to come to the answer. I'm going to come to the answer. First, do you understand this point? What I'm saying is, parents love their own children or they love another child. What do you think? Their own child. But Shukadeva Goswami said in Vrindavan, everybody loved Krishna more than their own child. And then Parikshit asked the question, why is it so? Then he said, in this world, we have ahanta and mamata. Because the child is born from my body, a mother thinks, therefore the child is dear to me. Whereas Krishna is soul of soul, atmatmana, he said. Because Krishna is the soul of soul. Therefore, he is dear to every soul. Every soul considers Krishna to be the dearest personality. Suridam Sarva Bhutana, we say. And this is the answer to your question. Why were men attracted to Krishna? Why only men? Cows are attracted to Krishna. When cows heard the flute of Krishna, they immediately their ears went up like this. And they started drinking the nectar of Krishna's flute sound. And the grass in their mouth, it remained as it is. They could not eat the grass. They were hearing the flute sound. Because they thought this nectar is better than this nectar. And the calves were putting their mouth in the udders of the cow and they were drinking milk. When the flute sound started, immediately their mouth was touching the udder, but they were not drinking milk. They thought there are two nectars coming, one here and one here. This nectar is superior. And as soon as Krishna stopped playing flute, then they drank the milk. So that means you can see the mad attraction cows had for him, calves had for him, deers had, peacocks, monkeys. So there is a very strong attraction. This is a spiritual attraction. You understand the point? It's a soul to soul attraction, soul to super soul. That attraction. In this world, like you are attracted to your mother and your father also, correct? No? You're born in a family. You have attraction for them because you're connected to them. So your body is a part and parcel of your parents' body, correct? No? Your body. Similarly, the Atma is a part and parcel of Krishna. Therefore, they're attracted to Krishna. Is it clear? So two reasons I told you. Mamai Vamsho, Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta, Sanat. Therefore, we are attracted to Krishna. This is one reason. Another reason, Krishna is the heart of all souls, he is the soul of soul. So, like you say, Bahir Narsimha, there Narsimha. So, Prahlad is carrying Narsimha in his heart. So, he's attracted to him naturally because he is the Lord of his heart. We carry those persons who are most dear to us. So, all souls are carrying, not only women or men or, cows or calves, all jivas carry that. Is that clear? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes.
So you mentioned about how Krishna's pastimes are like honey.
Yes.
So when I heard some of the pastimes for the first time, it tasted like honey.
Correct.
But afterwards, when I start hearing it again and again, also sometimes from the same person, I don't have the same enthusiasm and I don't relish it in the same way.
That is the reason
I
for
relished
that.
for the first time.
I'll tell you a reason for that. For example, say one of these kids, they say that they wear the apron that their father is wearing, and then they take a stethoscope and say, I want to be a doctor, they say. Then parents feel very happy. Oh, our little kid, even now he wants to be a doctor. But you know very well that for him to be a doctor, it's going to take many years. Correct? Now he's just a small kid now. Then he has to go to school. He will go to entrance exam. He has to clear it. Then join MBBS and MD. And then he becomes a doctor, isn't it? In the same manner, many of us in the early days, we were super enthusiastic when we started Krishna consciousness because everything is new. Chanting is new, dancing is new, prasad is new, devotees are new, everything is new. Correct? No? You were very enthusiastic. But then after some time, one of the mistakes that happens by us is the offenses. We commit offenses to devotees. Offense will immediately dry up our devotional service. You will see that. Because Krishna gets upset when we offend the devotees. That's one reason. Another reason is committing sins. Sins and offenses. Sins are on a material platform, offenses are on a spiritual platform. So both these things are the chokers of progress in spiritual life. So that is another reason. And another third reason is lack of effort and endeavor on our side for making an effort to grow in life. We go through life, but we don't grow through life. Like for example, in your career, if you just do minimum, will you get progress? Many companies are nowadays watching. When I was in my Microsoft in America, one fellow was telling in Microsoft, the last 5% people are removed every year, and the top 5% people are promoted. So everybody want to make sure they are not in the last 5%. So they all try to make progress. Similarly, in spiritual life also, of course, Krishna doesn't demote you, but we will be stagnated. We will not grow. The taste will go away. Taste will come when we are making yatantascha dradavrataha, he says. Namaskyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. So we have to make an effort to grow. Like a small newborn baby can wear diaper, but after 20 years also is wearing diaper. And mother has to change diaper. It will be ridiculous, isn't it? So we can't remain the same old devotee. Now we have to grow. You have to read Prabhupada books more vastly and more deeply and churn it. For example, if you think the lecture you hear is not so this thing, then you read Acharya's commentaries are available. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sarartha Darshan is available, Bhavartha Deepika is available, our Sridhara Swami's. The tikas are available. But actually those tikas should be read after you fully finish Prabhupada books once through. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, at least once through you finish. Then you start with all the tikas. And also, you need to have admiration for at least one Vaishnava in this world, whom you adore from the bottom of your heart. You should say that this Vaishnava, whatever he says, I will do. He is capable of taking me back to Godhead. Once your admiration, then your heart softens. And then from that Vaishnava, you take instruction and execute. Then your heart will be prepared in such a way that then you will start getting taste in hearing the katha. Otherwise, when we hear katha, we think, what is in it for me? And we want some information, we want something new. We approach the katha with a bhogavritti. You understand, no? Enjoying mentality. So then it's not very relishable. We are not taking shelter of Bhagavatam. We are actually trying to enjoy the Bhagavatam. So, and the taste will increase over the years. He says, what it was? Pratikshanam na vyavarasya achyutasya Sriya Vitanami Prasadvarta. Just like Dibachi, he likes to hear about women. Similarly, a devotee of the Lord is eagerness to hear about the Lord goes on increasing more and more. As soon as somebody starts anything about the Lord, he becomes enthusiastic. As if somebody is giving him gulab jamun. Like that. So year after year, it is not supposed to reduce. It's supposed to increase. It will increase exponentially. A devotee gets into a state of Divyonmada after many years of practice like that. Huh? But if it is not increasing, there is some mistake that we have to see. Am I committing sins? Am I committing offenses? Am I not making effort to grow? Am I developing more understanding? What time are you getting up in the morning? How many rounds are you chanting? You know, who is guiding you? Is there a mentor who is helping you to grow? All that you have to think about. And am I cultivating Vaishnava qualities of humility, tolerance, respect, patience, submissiveness, obedience? We have to check it. Without qualification, no pains, no gains. Huh? We have to pay the price and follow the process, and then the results will come. All right? Thank you all very much for your enthusiastic participation. Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Friend can get it. I think both of you have one copy of Bhagavata.